By now, we should all know that incorporating yourself within a TF2 trading community will increase your own individual success. But it can feel really frustrating when people do not take you seriously and either troll you or ignore you when you just want some advice. The amount of times I ask for, say, a price check of an unusual hat in a Discord server, and I completely get ignored as my message gets flushed away off screen. Or when the advice is wrong, or when people are just straight up negative happens just too often for many people. Technically, you can succeed by yourself, but if other like-minded traders were to help you, that would be neat. Eventually, I realized that it was my responsibility to act and present myself in a certain way for other traders to respect me so that we could all mutually benefit and make more profit together. So that was around when I started reading books about psychology and negotiating that I simultaneously had people respecting me within the community to where my advice was highly sought after, and likewise, I could easily get quality advice from others within a few seconds at my disposal. Up until this day, making smart trades was a lot easier, so I made significantly more profit than if I was alone or just some annoying random fibbing off other people's time. And it actually feels rewarding to see the people you help making progress as a result of your help, which is why I created this YouTube channel in the first place. So if you need a community to be a part of, check out the two links in the top of the description where you can join the premium school community where I specifically help traders make profit by copying exactly what I do, and also check out the free Discord server. Now let me teach you some things you must know to become a respected trader in the TF2 trading community, which will help you become more knowledgeable and profitable. Number 1. Politeness and professionalism. First things first, we all know about this, but we always forget to do it. That is, use your manners and type with grammatically correct and coherent sentences. It is of the utmost importance to say please and thank you when asking for advice. It's so easy to do and there's no reason not to do it. Creating a positive first impression of yourself with another person will reinforce that other person to take you seriously as you've expressed gratitude for their help. Imagine like you're working your job and a customer tells you to do something for them, then they just walk away. Wouldn't you feel a bit uneasy and less inclined to help that person out again if it feels like they just benefited from your actions and you got absolutely nothing in return? Not even a please and thank you. So when asking for advice, just say for example, price check this item, please, thanks in advance. Thanks for the trade. Thanks in response to advice. Do this in every aspect of your life, and I guarantee every person you interact with will respect you just a little more, which is huge when you factor in the ripple effect. And similarly to expressing your manners, write professionally. I don't mean that you have to have absolutely perfect vocabulary and punctuation, but at least elevate your responses to be better than misspelled and incoherent junk you'd find in TikTok comments, such as, "Bro, my unusual's not gonna sell before GTA 6, skull emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji." Instead say, "Why are past sales so important? Can you make good profit off of kill streakers? I need help price checking this item," with the link attached. This plays into the part of people taking you seriously. When you act like the former, you present yourself as a brain-rotted kid who is not willing to listen to anything. When you act like the latter, you seem like a responsible and mature person who is willing to take advice seriously for improvement. So when you combine politeness and professionalism when engaging with the TFT trading community, you're gonna yield much better results in trading. Number 2, don't ask to ask. Every now and then in online chat rooms I hang around in, someone pops in and says something along the lines of, "Hey, can I ask you a question? Can someone help me out?" Sounds like a waste of time and you probably wouldn't help this person, and I don't blame you. This is bad form for several reasons. What the person is actually asking here is, any trading experts around who are willing to commit their personal time into looking into my problem, whatever that may turn out to even be, even if it's not related to trading, or if someone who doesn't know anything about trading could actually answer my question. There are plenty of reasons why people who do have the knowledge would not admit to it. By asking, you're asking for more than what you think you're asking for. You're asking people to take responsibility, you're questioning people's confidence in their abilities, you're also unnecessarily walling other people out. And often the answer to these problems was just common sense in the first place. Alternatively, it can also be seen as, I have a question about trading, but I'm too lazy to actually formalize it in words unless there's someone on the channel who might be able to answer it. If you're not willing to do the work to solve your problem, why should we? The solution is not to ask, but just to ask. Someone who is idling on the channel and only every now and then glances what's going on is unlikely to answer to your asking to ask question, but your actual problem description may pique their interest and get them to answer. Imagine you wanted a cup of water and you're gonna ask someone to get it for you. Do you say, "Hey, can you do something for me? Can you please get me a cup of water?" Or should you directly say, "Hey, can you get me a cup of water, please?" Being direct saves time and builds a more positive interaction. So when it comes to trading, just say something along the lines of, "Price check this, please. Link, thanks." What makes an unusual inflated? And you're more likely to get a good answer to your question swiftly. Number 3, ask specific questions. How do I profit in TF2? Sure, you just ask the question without asking, but this is extremely vague and gets you bad advice. The only way I could respond to this question is buy low, sell high. It's garbage advice because it's vague, yet you ask the vague question, so that's the only way I can respond. To me, it again sounds like I'm dealing with a non-professional, newbie trader who isn't actually interested in taking my advice seriously, but just wants the results easy. Unfortunately, that's not possible, so I am uninterested in giving quality advice, or I can safely just ignore the question. If you actually want to reach those results, you're going to have to play the difficult game of trading, which is where someone like me is able to help you. You ask specific questions and receive specific advice to add to your bank of knowledge for your future trades. So instead of asking vague questions, ask specific questions such as "Price check this item please." And a price check question is actually such a good question on any item, as there's few things to break down reasons that justify a purchase or a pass, and you can learn a lot from it. For example, you can ask some of these questions as well. Is purple energy or sunbeams a higher tier effect? How many sellers would be too many to compete with on this hat? And there you go, you would receive a direct answer that will benefit your trading journey for as long as you stop. Number 4, help in some way. It's understandable that it feels like you can't help someone who has more experience than you or has a more expensive backpack than you, but the truth of the universe is, you either have the knowledge or you don't. You can possess the knowledge that low tier unusual MISC are generally hard to sell, whilst a $10,000 backpack trader does not know that and continues to hoard them. You may know about sister effect price checking, whilst another richer trader asking for a price check was unaware of that technique when determining a price for an unusual. By now, I assume you have watched quite a lot of my videos. Even if you can't accurately determine a price check for someone, give them a price range or a useful piece of information, and that's enough to tie back to the goal of this video. Anyone who reads your wise message will respect you more, which in the long term really can help boost your trading knowledge and profitability. For example, you can mention stuff like, "The green energy deal likely isn't worth it for 90 keys since purple energy has a seller at 85. I'm not exactly sure of a price, but 70 to 80 keys sounds about right." And it is true, these little pieces of information are really helpful. Plus, if you don't know, just be honest about it. There's a reason why people say honesty is the best policy. Number 5, adjust your modality. Modality just refers to how probable something is. Low modality words include impossible, unlikely, never, rare. You can never unbox an unusual coffin kit again. Medium modality words include possible, even, could. You could unbox an unusual. High modality words include certain, guaranteed, very likely. You are guaranteed loot at the end of your 2 cities mission. The key idea in TF2 trading is to never talk in absolutes. If you're negotiating or giving advice, you can't actually know for certain if what you're saying is true, but generally it's a step in the right direction. So to keep your accountability and credibility safe, avoid saying strong modality words at the end of each spectrum, such as never and certain, when conveying the possible outcomes. For example, instead of saying, "This hat will never fetch 100 keys," say, "This hat is unlikely to fetch 100 keys." It's a subtle difference, but you can easily lose a lot of respect if you're absolutely wrong. So this is just a simple way to keep yourself safe if you accidentally slip up with poor advice from time to time. Number 6, celebrate wins. As human beings, we generally love attention. When someone achieves something significant, They throw a party with all their friends and family. When you achieve a high mark in school, you tell a lot of people. When someone makes a big trade in TF2 trading, they share it on Discord. This is a very easy way to become more respected in TF2 trading. Just praise the people who celebrate their wins, and they'll view you as a friend rather than a foe, and they'll celebrate your wins when you post them. This boosts the motivation for everyone to succeed and encourages everyone to make the next step in trading so that it can be shared. Attention and being in the spotlight isn't necessarily a bad thing when everyone is encouraged to work harder towards their goals. In my Discord server, I have a channel called W Trades, fully dedicated to showcasing the wins of traders, and it's just an awesome and wholesome community when there's like 10 fire emotes on one post. So that concludes this video on becoming a respected trader in TF2 trading. Make sure to check out these two links in the top of the description, as well as liking, subscribing, turning on notifications, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!